So if you clicked on this video, odds are 2025 was not your year. You didn't achieve all of your goals. You were pushed around, you were frustrated, things didn't work out. There were a lot of fires you had to put out, but 2026 is here and there's such an opportunity. But it's up to you to actually get to that next level and do whatever it takes to write a business plan, to follow your goal, to follow the personal pride you have to find your next level. But I guarantee you one thing, if you watch this video from start to finish and you have the opportunity to implement some areas that I share in this video, this time next year, you'll be a totally different person. If you don't already know me, my name is Antonio Manolfi, firm manager representing Bet David Consulting. And if you want the opportunity to learn a little bit more about who we are or the fastest growing consulting division, there's a link in the description below. We look forward to having a conversation with you. So if you like content just like this, like and subscribe. So let's get into the video. So if you want to change your goals, you might not think it, but odds are it's probably your family or small thinking. And typically, when it comes to the small thinking, sometimes it's from the family members or the people around you that love and appreciate you the most. They're the people who, oh, you work so hard. All things, we don't have to do this right now. We're sitting at the dinner table. It's the people around the holiday season where everybody's all together and they say, Johnny, it's time for us all to sit together. It's time for us all to get together and have a conversation. All of us to spend the holiday together, but they're trying to pull you away or try to shape the mindset to tell you it's okay, you don't have to keep pushing harder. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're watching this video because you didn't hit the goals of 2025 and you want to change that going into 2026, this video is designed specifically to push that boundary and find your next level. I want to share a quick story. I had a conversation with a couple entrepreneurs and they're frustrated. They're trying to figure out why they're not able to just dial in. They hit the ceiling. They get to a certain level. Right when they're trying to find their next breakthrough, they're going right back down. They're just hovering in this space. Nothing made sense. They weren't able to find their next level. This entrepreneur, they went on a trip. The husband said, listen, I went on this trip to spend time with you. I went on this trip for all of us to get together, to have an experience, for all of us to make memories, but everybody wanted to sit on the couch besides the husband. The husband was ready to go. He's fired up. He's ready to go out, whether it's watch a movie, whether it's go rock climbing, whether it's go for a nice dinner, but everybody else wanted to stay at home. Why am I sharing this video? Why am I sharing this message? Because there's a lack of identity structure in the family. Now, what does this have to do with the business? It means everything, especially from what you do in business is the same way you operate at home. And if it's not the same way, there's an identity problem, number one. If you're a different person you are at home than you are in the business, there's a big leak. Why? Because you're either faking it or you're just okay dropping the standard. Now, if you're a high profile individual where at business, you're having crucial conversations, you're aligning purpose, you're calling people out, you're dealing direct, but when you go at home and you just drop everything, what does that mean for you? Does that mean I could put a front on and I can only do this a certain amount of time? Maybe that's the reason why you haven't found your breakthrough. Maybe that's the reason why you probably can't have a crucial conversation. Are you afraid to have that crucial conversation with a loved one? Are you acting it? Or when you actually go home, you feel so good, you're relieved because that's your comfort, that's your safe space. So when you're at the office, maybe you're actually not giving your all, you're just putting on a front. And think about this, if you're putting on a front, how important is it for you to actually, man, when I had that conversation, what do they think about me? Is that person actually thinking about, you know what, yeah, this guy's full of it, or she's full of it, or they're full of it? Are they following along the lead? Close enough to relate, far enough to lead. How do they feel? Are you keeping a pulse on the voters? Meaning everybody that's following your lead, everybody that reports to you, everybody's a direct report. Do you have a pulse on the voter? Is everybody want to go to war? Everyone want to go to battle with you? If not, there's a complete disconnect. Why? Because it could be your identity holding you back. So story number one, just from the father wanting to go out and do something, spend time with the family, but the family didn't, even though they're on vacation, that's a lack of identity right there for the family. Now you might say, Antonio, okay, you might be taking this a little bit too far, but it's the same thing in personal life and business. The same exact thing. If the team is not aligned with the leader, but the leader has leading the culture, he's a driver, he's driving the mission of the business, but if the team doesn't want to follow along, what are they missing out on? Do they see a leak in the way you drive? Do they appreciate what you're sharing? Or do they actually think that you're the person who's going to get you to where you said you would take them? Just a thought, something to think about. Number two, I want to share, what about if we take this a little bit deeper and talk about family? Who in your family do you not want to spend too much time with? Or who in your family, when you share something, automatically comes up with 10 or 15 ideas or 10 or 15 thoughts and says, listen, man, that's just not possible. Yeah, there's no way. I thought about 10 or 15 ways to not allow that to happen. Who's that person in your family? you're probably thinking about a name you don't want to think about. Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it your siblings? Is it that great aunt or great uncle? Maybe it's a new friend you just made friends with in 2025, but that person you have no idea is allowing you to influence your limiting beliefs. They're doing whatever it takes. Slowly, here and there, they're planting seeds and shining limiting beliefs on you. So as I share this, who is that person? Number one. Number two, what's the conversation you need to have with that person to address it? Because you just clicked on this video and you said, hey, if I didn't achieve my goals in 2025, what can I change going into 2026? There's so much in the possibility to shape your mindset. Meaning, who's going to influence and put the future looks bright into your ear? Who's going to share the possibility, the hunger, the drive? Says, listen, this is your year. Who's going to keep reminding you? That person that's in your ear, it's a family member. Guarantee it's a family member. If not, if it's someone in the company, you can easily step away from that person in the company. In most cases, sometimes it could even be someone you directly report to. Sometimes it could be a sideline. Maybe it's an executive assistant. Maybe it's that person you meet with, and maybe it's a distributor. Whoever that person might be, you have to slowly back away or set the right standard. Hey, listen, going into 2026, there's no small talk. There's no drama. It's right to the point. John, we're in the hours of business right now. If you want to talk, let's talk after 8. Is it important? Perfect. If not, we're going to talk after 8. That's the focus. So that's number 2. What I want to share here is the last one. For example, if you're watching this video and you have kids, odds are you want to protect their mindset. You want to influence them as much as possible from a young age because the world's a crazy world out there. Now, I'll bring this example to the kiddos at home. If you're able to shape their mindset, shape their identity from a young age, then they're only listening to you, maybe a relative, maybe if you have a coach, or maybe you have someone who's feeding good language, they're learning the right qualities. Now, where do they go wrong? Okay, they have iPad time. They're watching crazy games. They're influenced by different people and characters online. Guess what? Your son or daughter was just influenced for 30 minutes, 2 hours watching those videos. Now you might say, Antonio, what does this have to do? I'm going to circle this back here. But for example, when they're watching that iPad, is that individual sharing certain language and verbiage that they're picking up on? Or are they watching scenes, or they're picking up on areas where, hey, I talked back to mom, and when I watched that video, it was okay. So guess what? They start doing it to you. Now there's conflict. Why? Because they were influenced on somebody else versus you. Patrick Bet-David shared this recently in a meeting. He said, guys, I'm going to make sure that I have influence over my kids no matter what, as much as possible, because I know when they grow up until a certain level, the level of influence that I have over them is going to lessen over time, especially when they hit 18 years old. They're making their own decisions. What can I do from their young age to make sure that as they're growing up, I have a direct influence on them? Are they building business plans? Are they a part of the journey when we're building vision boards? What are they doing to have the opportunity to continuously grow alongside me and the entrepreneurs that are in our community? That's one. Now, how can you take this and bring it back to how you can implement in the business? What is your non-negotiable? What is your standard? And who do you want to become in 2026? That's the framework for you. Now, odds are if you're watching this video, you're well into 2026. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a word of the year? Do you have somebody who is holding you accountable, or somebody who is in your ear saying, listen, we're going to make this work? It's a non-negotiable. I know it's, 12 o'clock a.m. We're trying to figure this out. We're going to keep going until we figure this out. Versus in 2025, you had those people that were holding you back. That's not going to happen moving forward. In fact, what I want to do, I want to show you a drawing on this piece of paper to show you going into 2026 visually what not to do. Okay, so if you see right here on this drawing pad, this is 2025, everybody that was in your life. This person could be a family member. This person could be mom and dad. This person could be a coworker, mailman. These are other influences, people in your life. Now, let's just say out of anybody in this area, let's say this person, a couple people, these are bad influences. You know they're bad influences, but man, if I spend time with them, they make me feel a certain way. Or you know what, man, it's been a lifelong friend. I want to spend more time with this person no matter what. Okay, well, guess what? These are sour apples. Everybody who is highlighted over here, you know that you should probably not continue that relationship, because in 2026, I have big dreams. I have big goals. Man, I can't afford to just mess up my life going to 2026. Got it. Well, guess what? You know what's hard to do? What's not easy to do is that, hey, how many people do you allow become your friend in 2026? Or how many people do you continue friendships in 2026? If you look up over here at the top of the screen, there's an opportunity where not everybody came through to 2026. Okay, these are beautiful people, right? Mom, dad, brother, sister, all these people up top. There's only a few people versus the people down here. The hardest thing to do is to prevent these people to enter into your life in 2026. Why? Because not everybody wants to have that crucial conversation. Not everybody wants to have the opportunity to face their biggest fear and fire a friend, fire a family member. This is what's going to help you get to the next level. I shared a business plan, I shared mindset, I shared identity, but the biggest lesson as I drew that on that piece of paper is preventing the people who don't have the biggest and best and the most fulfilling vision for you or want to help you find that next level. They just want to be friends. Maybe there were people you were drinking out on the weekends, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe they were people that just live an average job right now. Maybe it's that person who just is okay being a mailman. And guess what? It's a really good friend you had from childhood. They might have a great character. It doesn't always mean if they have great character that they have the strongest identity. Meaning they're okay with where they're at. They're okay with that wage. But guess what? You're watching this video because you want 2026 to be an incredible year. A plan, focusing on identity, who's in your ear, the leadership you drive with, the stories I shared with the identity, who you want to become, going on vacation. The husband wants to do something, the family doesn't. There's a leak in the relationship, leak in the identity you have for the family. But I'm giving those examples because that's the same exact thing you can implement in your business. Because odds are you're probably a hard worker. You're probably working 80, 90, 100 hours a week. You're an entrepreneur. It's normal. This is a normal conversation. But to take that to the next level, who's going to run alongside you? How's your number two working? How's the conversation with your direct reports? Are they on the same page? Or if you say something in the back of their mind, they're not fully bought in. Yeah, man, John, if I rate him on reliability, dependability, trust, is he someone I can actually depend on growing the business? If I step out of the business, or God forbid, if I need to step away because life happens, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, is the business going to run? Can Johnny handle it? No. Is he not that serious? Does he not want to take the business to the next level? Or does he not have the identity because you haven't given it to him for him to find his next level in the business because of you? So just to recap this video, the ways you want to increase your identity, achieve that goal for 2026, and man, live the blueprint you want going into the new year, whether it's make more money, whether it's scale that business, whether it's spend the right time with the right qualified people in life. There's a couple things. The blueprint I have, do other people know it? Do other people want to help me fulfill that vision? Number two, the identity. When I drive, when I'm going out, when I want to actually do something, the people around me I love the most or I respect the most, whether it's family or business, are they fully bought in? If not, there's a self-check I need to actually go through. Number three, as I go through this, you're going into the new year, as I look down at this notepad that I just walked you through, who is entering my life in 2026? Right now, if you haven't called anybody and the people that you haven't spoken to since 2025, they're no longer there unless you rekindle that relationship and text them or call them or answer that phone. It's up to you to make sure, hey, I set the right standard. John, listen, I want to be friends with you. Hey, John, listen, I want to actually continue this relationship. Or John, listen, I know you're a family member, but guess what? For us to have a conversation, unless it's urgent, we're not going to talk until 8, 9 p.m. I'm busy. We're driving the business. We're focused in 2026. Or guess what? There might be some family members. There might be some friends. There might be some coworkers you have to fire going into 2026. If not, you risk not fulfilling your dreams or your goals, just like 2025. With that being said, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you appreciate this video and you found something that was intriguing or there's an opportunity for us to go a little bit deeper and learn a little bit more, there'll be a link in the description below. We'll run a full depth needs analysis on you and the business to see if there's any opportunity working alongside each other in 2026. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.